Hey world. Um, Today was an interesting day. I learned so much about myself and about how I act and react and what my triggers are and how to stop them in their tracks, right? I also learned a ton about myself. Um, I had these great plans because as I've talked about, my kids start school next week, physical school. My 3-year-old's getting into preschool, and it's going to give me a chance to actually have a life for myself, right? Hey, Rhonda. It's going to give me a chance to have a life for myself, which is something I haven't had probably ever in my life because I spent 41 years not knowing what that meant. And ever since I have known what it's meant, it's been 24/7 about my kids, right? Not that it's not still about my kids and not that they're not the core focus of my world, but now I actually be able to do stuff for me as well. Um, and that's exciting, right? That's a it's a new lease on life. And I've decided I've got to start making decisions for me and decisions that are in my best interest that benefit me. Um, yes, it is. For as long as they allow it, right? With the numbers spiking everywhere, who knows? I mean, people are still traveling, people are still going everywhere. I think people are looking at the numbers and just realizing that the mortality rate is so low percentage wise, it's less than the flu. Um, that, it is what it is, right? People have their own perspectives on it. I've hit the point in my life where everything just makes sense today. And I don't know if I've ever said that. Today things hit me and sunk in, right? I drop everything for people at all times of the day, all times of the night, whenever they need me. And I love that about myself. And I'm gonna continue to do that at all times. I'll continue to value the people that value me. um, but I'm also gonna start doing things for myself a little bit more. I'm gonna start making myself a number one priority for real. I'm going to do things that people won't like, and that's okay too, right? They haven't been living my life. They haven't lived my life. They don't walk in my shoes. They don't understand what I've gone through or what I'm going through. They do in some ways. They empathize and stuff like that. But I've realized so much today. Um, I had these plans today because it was the kid's mother's turn to come pick them up, right? Second visit since the court date. You know, how could she miss? How could she not? Right? Like, I mean, that's the only priority in the world, right? It's kids. So how could she not? So I had all these grandiose plans of I was going to clean the house. I was going to have time for me. I was going to just, you know, really spend time doing stuff for myself today. And at some point, it got messed up. My day didn't start out the way it normally does. I did my routine, but it didn't start out the way it normally does. So I was a little off by that. Yes and no, right? It goes both extremes, Rhonda. Um, I mean, my self care has been amazing, right? And I've been taking care of myself and I've been prioritizing myself, but now it's time to truly do that. And now it's time to truly just live my life, right? I know my purpose. I know what I'm here for. I'm fortunate that I know it. And I'm going to live it to the fullest extent, unapologetically, because my intent is pure. And I'm going to live that way. It's time, right? I'm done trying to be what anybody else wants. And I realized in some ways I was still doing that. I've let go of so much today. So, I set these expectations. I wouldn't say expectations, but I get very rigid and stuck in plans, right? And hopes. And This weekend I really had high hopes of being able to get a lot done so that, when Monday came around, I'd be able to do other things with my time, work, get stuff, be more productive in other ways. But it didn't work out that way. And that's okay too, right? It was a very hard day today, but it was a great day. And the reason I say that is because I learned so much about what I really want and need in my life and what I deserve. And I'm really looking forward to where it goes from here. Something sunk in today that's never sunk into my life before. And I think I feel whole, right? I feel complete. I feel ready to take on whatever comes my way next. I'm okay being alone for hours. I'm okay sitting in a room alone for hours. I'm okay being with myself. And it's taken a shit ton of work to get here. And I'm proud of where I am. I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. And I do. And that's okay too. But what I do know is going forward, I'm going to start making less or different ones because I've learned from the ones I've made. You know, it's so much of myself comes from giving so much. And it's not in a negative way. It's not that I'm giving it till I'm empty. I'm not giving to degrade myself. I'm not giving to lower myself. But what I realized I've been doing is proving to myself. And it worked because today I proved to myself my value to those closest to me, to those that I just met, to those that I just started interacting with, to those that I've been around a while. It's nice to be appreciated for who I am. It's nice to be accepted for who I am. It's nice to be respected for who I am. And in some ways, I haven't been respecting myself fully, and that's going to stop. In some ways, I've made exceptions to things in my life, and I don't want to do that anymore. I realized today that the only exceptions I should make is for myself, for my kids, right? Because they depend on me 24/7. Um, I have a value, I have a worth, and I know what it is now, and I accept it. I have a path, I have a mission, I have a purpose, and I know what it is, and I accept it. I am ready to be my best me and unapologetically help as many people as possible and do what I'm here to do. I appreciate that, Rhonda. Um, and I know I am, and I know I am, and it's no one specific. I think it's more about me and how I treat myself sometimes, and I'm done with that. I'm done disrespecting myself, downgrading myself, belittling myself in any way, shape, or form. I did that long enough. I don't ever need to do it again. It's okay to not be okay sometimes, but it's also okay to be great, and it's okay to feel amazing, right? It's not about throwing it in people's face that aren't. It's just about being very content and happy with where I am because I've worked my ass off to get here. And while there are certain parts of my life that aren't where I want them to be yet, me as a person, I'm exactly where I want to be. Me as an individual, me as someone that I love myself, truly do love myself unconditionally. I'm very happy where I am. I'm very happy where I'm going. And I know I'm going to get everywhere I'm meant to be. I'm not going to fail. because I know my purpose. It's a very empowering day because I've learned the true value of self. You know, it's funny how you can hear something a lot of times and not let it sink in. You can hear something many times and it just, you hear it, but you don't listen, or you listen, but you don't hear, right? Whichever way it goes. Um, Today I heard it all. I allowed myself to hear and listen and pay attention. Um, I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going. I know how I'm going to get there. I know the steps I need to take. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to take as many people along for the ride with me. Um, Thank you. Thanks, Rhonda. I appreciate it. You know, I rewatched my live from yesterday when I was on Daryl's podcast, and it's funny. For the first time, I think I was ever proud of myself for a podcast, right? I was proud of myself for how I handled myself and with my kids running around and making noise and just sticking to what I do and being my best self. And I'm proud. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud to be me. I'm happy with being me. And I love being me. I would never want to be anyone else. I don't think I've ever said that before, ever. And it's empowering. It's time for me to take myself to the next level. It's time for me to fully embrace who I am and it's as a human and everything else I am. It's time for me to stop avoiding areas of myself that I don't like. I need to embrace my flaws as much as I embrace everything else. I deserve it. My kids deserve it. Those that I love deserve it. I was talking to someone this morning and she said to me, she goes, "You're out of whack because you don't know what to do with yourself. You expected certain things, they didn't happen today. You expected certain results and it didn't come today. And then from that point forward, you created expectations on top of it and what you would be able to get done. And it's not a bad thing. It's exactly what needed to happen. You know, the more I think about that, it's true, right? My kids going back to school is a big deal for them. They have a lot of fear. They have a lot of insecurities about it. They have a lot of uneasiness about it and anxiety about it. But they got to spend the day with me instead of in a situation that maybe they wouldn't be comfortable with. And they got to, pick out backpacks and little things, right? That they normally never did. They just never got that chance. And, they're going to be able to dress in a more appropriate way that fits what they want to dress. Maybe, maybe, but as far as the next level goes, the difference between saying it, yes, that's a big step, but believing it, having confidence in it, understanding what it means is the step. Embracing it fully, feeling empowered. No, it wasn't back to school shopping. It was more like, let's go get backpacks and I'll do the rest of it on Monday when you're in school because three kids and me in Walmart doesn't work, no matter how hard I try. It was chaotic. It was confusing. It made me uncomfortable in many ways. Um, but it was fun, right? And it was nice that they got to pick out the backpacks. It was bad that they practically wanted to tear the store apart. It was bad that they were wandering and doing. Oh, there comes the first yawn. That's not bad. Almost for 15 minutes in. Um, it's just been a very eye-opening day, and I'm very happy with where I'm at, and I'm looking forward to where I go from here. I'm gonna end the night. Rhonda, I appreciate you so much, and I'm here whenever anybody needs me. Please reach out. Have a good one.